Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm assuming you can hear me. All right, what messages am I getting over here? Fallout London. Oh no. Oh, right, of course. There's a stream for Fallout London going on. Yeah, that was badly timed. You can indeed. What about the people in Twitch? Can you hear me? Okay, so big question. The YouTube channel for QuakeCon, is it at QuakeCon? Because I can't see like a live stream queued. I'm really not completely sure. I think there's a Twitch one. There definitely seems to be a Twitch one. And there's a status of it on X. Yeah, is it Twitch only, do you think? Is it Twitch only? And am I allowed to restream it? That's a big question, isn't it? Okay, let me have a look at this. Yeah, bit of a mystery. Only Twitch links. Well, it seems to be live at the moment, then. I've not got sound on yet, by the way, so, you know, you're not going to hear a damned thing either. All right, so there's no YouTube channel for it. Got it. I'm just going to turn the sound on so I can check that it's actually sound.
Visiting panels and hanging out.
Yep, right. So, dude, just chatting away there. Why is QuakeCon a why? Okay. The question is, why am I watching QuakeCon instead of playing Baldur's Gate 3? And why am I late? Because my plan was to actually play Baldur's Gate 3 on time and then stop for this by surprise. I'm late because I have been run off my feet. Actually, I've been on my feet most of the time because I've been doing the sort of recording and editing I do on my feet, so that's good. It's on Bethesda's YouTube channel. Well, okay. Well, the YouTube channel is normally higher quality. It's all I'm saying. It's all I'm saying. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying, right? So it's on the Bethesda Softworks channel, I'm guessing. QuakeCon live from day one, upcoming. All right, so they've not actually gone live yet. And I can't full screen it until they go live. Can we not full screen it until they go live? Sucks! YouTube, let me... Really? Okay, see. Here's what I'm getting. Here's what I got on Twitch, and I can... Obviously, they're live. I can full screen it. Wow, it's busy, isn't it? Fine, accept, cookies, yada, blah, 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 blah. Boom, boom, boom. And then... There's no... So, until it goes live... basically, I might as well just... Because it's not as good quality on Twitch. At least I don't think it is. So, for the last week, believe it or not, I have been doing very little Fallout London. That is going to shock a lot of you. I've played one episode on Monday. And I did that because I didn't want to forget the story. So, because I worked the weekend as well. I was working all weekend. And I hadn't done any Fallout London on Friday either. So I decided, no, I'll do at least one episode on Monday just to keep the story in my head. Because that's the problem when you have gaps in playing. If you're playing something and you take 3, 4, 5, 6 day gaps, and then everyone else doesn't see the gaps because they're watching episodes, and it's like, oh my God, what happened? How have you forgotten all this? Nikki D, thank you for the super chat. $7. I need to see Doug do a bar crawl either with the others or by himself at some point in the Let's Play. Probably going to happen. Oh no, don't worry. I made sure I had enough episodes of Fallout London to cover everything. I'm not where I need to be with Fallout London because I always like to be at least 2 weeks ahead of the timetable. I'm not quite there yet, but I've got all this week sorted and next week's as well, probably, just about. So, I mean, there's not that many more days this week. But there will not be any interrupted service. And the thing that's been keeping me busy ends tonight. And then tomorrow I've got a short day. My son is on a coding course. And tomorrow is the final day and they get to show what they've made. So I'm only getting half a day's work tomorrow, but that's not too bad because it'll be half a day's work of Fallout London. I'm going to try and get one episode. Maybe I'll be able to get 2 episodes done in the morning before I have to leg off. I'll have to see. But I'm actually going to take it a little bit easy as well. And I will not be working this weekend. Oh, and I'm hoping everything is... Gopher is actually in the Olympics, so he's been busy. Not quite, sorry. What has been keeping me busy, if we may ask? You may ask, you will find out. I hope. Now, it's not going to be that big deal for some of you. It's not. I'm worried that this is going to get too many people too hyped. I'm just waiting for something to be announced. Christopher Lowe, thank you for the £5 super chat. 2 broken companions forced me to wait for a full-on patch. Enjoy it, but it feels like it's best to wait. Hope you fare better. Well, hopefully then I'll get a patch before I carry on. I do wonder if these are the sort of things that I might be able to fix with a console command or two. YouTube is bad when they're telling people on live. All right, let's go back and have a look at this. Nope, still not live. Still not live. Waiting for Bethesda Softworks. I mean, it's not actually time, so... Doom. I'll be honest with you. I will be honest with you. I'll play another Doom. Gopher, you should make some ASMR videos. Thank you. People used to say that's what my Leonard videos were like in his early days, when he had to sneak everywhere. Oh, dear. Test 6. No. Guys, it's nothing like that. This is not like... I've not got inside information from Bethesda or anything. I don't know anything about what's going on in the gaming world. I really, really, really do not know anything that's going on in the gaming world at all. Okay? So I've got no inside scoop on Fallout or Elder Scrolls 6 or whatever it is you think. It's a little thing. It's a little thing that's big for me, okay? It's a little thing that's making me happy, and I think it'll make some of you happy, okay? It's something that makes me happy. Your Dynalod is running for 3D trees. Yeah, I've redone my Dynalod with 3D trees and grass, I think, in Skyrim. The new Dynalod is kind of on it. Gopher was worked on TES 6. No, sorry, guys. Just really temper your expectations here a lot, right? This is just some announcement I'm expecting that's going to be fun for me. It's going to be fun for me, and I think it'll be fun for some of you. And it's not going to take long, I don't think. I don't think we have to watch the whole thing. We only have to watch a bit of it. And then I'm going to release a video where I talk about it. Because I've already made a video about this, talking about it. So let's just hope the announcement happens the way I think it's going to happen now. Or it's going to be like, if you're not the new CEO of Bethesda, I'm taking my ball and going home. Right. Oblivion Remastered. Guys, you're thinking way too big. Any new London mod videos coming? You mean Fallout London? I mean, I don't know what sort of mod videos you want for Fallout London. Basically, I mean, they're just Fallout 4 mods, and it'd be, I mean, I could make some videos on which mods I've started to use, but I figured it would be better to do that once I had an accepted list. You want more Doom in your life? Yeah, you know what? I wouldn't mind a bit of Doom. It's not... But unfortunately, I don't have time to play it anyway. I still haven't played God of War. Horse armor for Starfield. I think they already got that. Sorry for asking. Will Gopher play some BG3 after this? I don't know. My original intention was to start Baldur's Gate 3, then do this, then carry on with Baldur's Gate 3. But I gotta be honest with you. I'm ever so slightly exhausted. Basically, about half an hour ago, I essentially ran. I basically ran, grabbed food, and then did 15 minutes of exercise, which is the worst way around to do it. And then I jumped in the shower because, quite frankly, I needed to get the blood circulating, and I needed some food, and I needed a shower. Oh, are we done? Are we done? Is it going live? It's not live on it. Okay, they seem to have gone live.
Happy QuakeCon!
Happy QuakeCon, everyone!
I'm Jessica Finster, joined by the best of us,
Jason Levy, hi. And welcome to QuakeCon 2024. Give it up, everyone.
A bit loud. Go! Don't give it up that loud, please.
Marty and Hugo from ID will be here very soon, but first, we want to extend a warm welcome to the 3,000 of you here.
Satellite 999, thank you for the resub.
3,000 of you here in Texas, along with all of you that are joining us from home, or wherever you are, work, we won't tell, it's totally fine.
I want to know why it's not on.
It's great to see so many of you back again. I've seen so many familiar faces, and we are here for a big, long weekend of fun and games, is that right?
Yep. We have the whole schedule. It's always a treat to see the creative,
guess we're watching it in low quality
and more out there rigs you've set up here in the BYOC. On top of round-the-clock gaming, we have a fun weekend ahead of us with tournaments, tabletop games, live panels, and the arcade. And that's arcade with a Q.
She needs a plosive,
Master
a pop filter. She definitely.
Like
Otherwise, it's just weird.
It's a good movie.
She has strong.
And if you're watching from home, visit QuakeCon.org
strong,
for our complete list of scheduled
popping.
events that will be live streaming throughout the entire weekend.
Before we bring out Marty and Hugo for a look at what's new at id Software, let's take a look at what's new around Bethesda.
First up, we had the Fallout 76 with the Milepost Zero coming soon. This is a free update for all Fallout 76 players and brings caravans, legendary crafting, and a way to see the best camps with best builds. And it also is in QuakeCon without Quake.
Woo!
Log into Quake Champions this weekend to receive the QuakeCon 2024 Tri-Bolt weapon skin and test it out.
She's getting a lot of plosives on her mic.
Or Curse Soul,
and it's not even like she's that close. Awesome. Either she really uses her lungs
as many of you know,
a lot, or there's something wrong with that microphone.
With all kinds of in-game player events and rewards to unlock. Right now, players who sign into ESO can earn up to 3 fiery pets as part of the Celebrations Anniversary Spotlight series.
Would you say they're smoking?
I would say they're hot.
They are hot.
Yes.
The game is also running a free play event starting today, making it a great time to jump in. Whether you're here at the show or joining us online, be sure to check out our panels for a run-through of the
Hey, Darth Hedgehog.
12-player trial. ESO's new chapter, Gold Road, is also part of our big QuakeCon.
Do you hear the plosive there?
Be sure to check out Bethesda.net
When she hits the
for more
Ps.
details, including savings up to 75% off.
She
across
should lower the
tons
mic.
of amazing games and franchises, including Doom, Fallout, The Elder Scrolls, and more. We're also having some fun items for sale in our QuakeCon 2024 collection, from T-shirts to a
Sign into
commemorative
chat. Why have I not
20-sided
signed
dice for all
into
you
chat?
RPG fans out there. Check out the official Bethesda Gear store to see the full list of offerings. And of course, we'll have plenty for you all here to check out at QuakeCon. They're all out in the hall over here.
my
So
chat.
we encourage you to check them out.
Just
Absolutely.
died.
Bethesda Game Studios continues to bring new community-made creations to Starfield and Skyrim Special Edition. Here's a look at Bards College, an exciting expansion for Skyrim Special Edition launching today, as well as some other cool creations coming soon to the in-game creations
This is
menu
it.
for Starfield and Skyrim. Take a look.
This is it.
Welcome, new initiate, to the very center of Skyrim's cultural soul. Here, you'll have access to some of the greatest teachers to have ever studied the arts. Be it the mastering of your wit to confound your competitors, the weaving of melodies to ignite passions, whether you seek to sharpen your linguistic skills,
You tempt me to betray my betters?
venture forth to uncover lost places and ancient knowledge. You'll cultivate these talents and more right here at the Bards College! With my guidance, you will harness the true potential of your voice, unlocking untapped power. Beware, for the journey ahead will be fraught with danger and uncertainty. Will you rise to these challenges? Will you make the right choices? These things I do not know. But I do know this. You will make a great bard.
Oh, I still can't see the chat. I can't see the damned chat for YouTube. Is this test 6? No!
Wasn't that awesome?
Yes.
Hi everyone, I'm Jess Finster, Community Director at Bethesda, and you just watched a trailer for Bards College, the new Skyrim creation releasing today from the talented team at King App Creations. Community-made content is an important part of our DNA. We're constantly inspired by the creativity, passion, and talent so many of you bring to Bethesda Game Studios games. And we're so proud to be able to support all our creators, whether hobbyist or professional. So if you're looking for a new companion, weapon, or maybe a whole new quest line, and so much more, be sure to check out the Creations menu, where you will find fresh experiences and new ways to play both Starfield and Skyrim.
If you're lucky enough to figure out navigating it. Awful UI. Oh! Still love me the Skyrim music. Are all these paid? Well, they're paid mods now, or not? Or are they? I don't know if a lot of these creations are still under the Creation
lucky.
Club.
Your instincts have guided you well.
Oh.
For we are the rulers of the night.
Wait. Okay. I liked the coming soon one. What was the coming soon one?
Take me with you. I need to see the universe.
Skyrim is 13 years old. Come on already. Yeah! How awesome is it? Some of them were paid. I don't know. Some of them maybe. I don't know about this. I really don't know. Some of them look like old mods, like Clockwork.
Oh, and one more thing.
Okay.
Oh, God. Even when I close my eyes, I see those things. Creatures of flesh and machine.
Yes! What? No way! Wait, come to Starfield? That's in Starfield?
What the hell?
Oh, dude!
That was pretty cool, huh?
I think so, yeah.
Oh,
Also, how did you get back here so fast? I don't. That was
It's the
weird.
magic of QuakeCon, Jason.
Well, we cannot wait for you to get your hands on those
my
creations
God.
and support the passionate community members behind them.
Speaking of support, it takes a ton to ensure we have a great QuakeCon each year.
Oh my God.
We want to take this time to thank this year's sponsors, whose support helps bring the show to life.
Yeah, thank you to all. And we're also so proud to host several charities, including Influentials Foundation, One Up on Cancer, Gamers Outreach, and of course the
crushing.
American Red Cross.
This
Every
year's
year we have an
sponsors,
on-site
whose
blood
support
drive. This
helps
year is
bring
no
the show-
different.
They're behind.
So be sure to visit their booths or
Bethesda's
donate blood
behind.
if you have a chance this weekend.
King Gath
We're also continuing our tradition
has been busy. Can you not hear me? What? Is my microphone
of
not
partnering
working?
with Dallas
Oh,
Pets Alive and helping their
'Cause they're
mission
too
to
damn
provide
loud.
resources, education,
Sorry.
and programs needed to assist pets in the
they're now live on YouTube, but I've seen the thing I wanted to see.
ESO for their 10th anniversary.
I've seen it.
Fallout and Doom.
I've
the
seen
Dark-
it.
The Bark Ages of
King Gath, you sneaky SOB.
Proceeds going to support DPA. Be sure to also tune into the Dallas
All right.
Live Puppy stream. And if you're here at the show, check out the Kitten Cafe AFA
I don't think there's anything else I want to see on this guy, so
for adoption.
Absolutely.
honestly,
A huge thanks to the volunteers and staff. Thank you guys so much.
it's not that I don't like Quake, but
for all that you do. Thank you so much.
that was it.
All right. I think that's it for us. You guys ready to have some fun? Okay, please welcome to the stage Marty and Hugo.
This is now the Doom stuff, right?
Thank you. Oh, our favorites right here.
Okay, so I can pretty much now, because that was what I was waiting for. That is what I've been waiting for. King Bards just posted the Bard thing on his channel, and that mod is now live. I am releasing a video right now. Now, I don't know what you want to do about this. Do you guys want to go off and watch it, or do you want me to play it over the stream so you can watch it now? Let me just... I've just made my video go live. Give me a second. I'm going to send the link. Once I check everything's okay. I need to check everything is okay. Right. I think everything's all right. I'm sharing the link. So now you know what I've been doing for the last week and a bit. Ay. Oh. Okay, you want me to just play it at you right now? Okay, give me a second then. I was play testing. I'll tell you all about it once you have seen. Well, to be honest with you, the video will explain an awful lot of it anyway. The video is now live, but I will play you the raw version, I think, from my machine. Here we go. And I'm going to be quiet while I do this so you don't get me twice. The Bards College expansion is a paid mod that sets the bar high. Not just for other paid mods, but also for Bethesda's own official DLC that gets sold as creations. This mod cost around $10, and it's already delivered over 10 times more content for me than the $7 Bethesda creation that I bought for Starfield. And I'm not even halfway through this mod yet. First of all, let me just state two things up front immediately. Number one, this is not a full review. I've managed to play around 10 hours of the mod, and I have a good feel for what it offers, but I've not completed it, and so a proper review is just not possible. I'm going to do a full review once I finish playing, but that could take some time. Number two, I'm biased here. This mod was made by King Gath Creations, and I consider the head of that team, King Gath, to be a friend in the modding community. We've chatted often, and of course I was involved in the End Alzheimer's charity modding event that he organised for the last 2 years running, so I am biased. And while I'm going to be giving you my honest opinion, you need to understand that I went in hoping the best for this mod. So with that out of the way, let's start by giving you an overview of what the Bards College expansion actually delivers. This mod massively overhauls the Bards College in Skyrim. It adds new professors who can teach you to play music, or help compose ballads of your mighty exploits, and then have bards sing them throughout Skyrim. You can learn to be a great negotiator, or a sharp and witty master of the spoken insult. And you will be able to embark upon an actual major faction storyline that matches the other major factions of Skyrim. I'm talking things like Companions and the Thieves Guild. And it will do all of this while adding entirely new mechanics and character progression that will enhance your shouts. Oh, and it also lets you play music to earn money and inspire allies in combat. In short, it makes the Bards College as substantial and rewarding to play as any of the other major factions in Skyrim. So that's the overview there, but what is the mod actually like to play? Well, I'd already played the vanilla questline for the Bards College when I installed this mod, so it may be a little different if you're in a new game, but it will probably trigger in a very similar manner once you've done that initial Bards College quest. For me, as soon as I installed it, I was approached by a student of the college and invited to speak with one of the professors who just returned from a trip to Cyrodiil. And if you agree to do this, you meet the professor, and possibly some others along the way, and the main faction quest line begins. Overall, this quest line is well written, interesting, and more importantly, a lot of fun. There's quite a lot of dialogue and talking, which should be no surprise as it's the Bards Guild, but that dialogue is really well done and professionally voice acted, as you would expect of a paid mod. There's hints of mystery and backstory, and you're going to find yourself wanting to figure it all out. I haven't at the moment, so I can't even spoil it for you, even if I wanted to. Most of all though, what I would say is it feels pretty much like a typical main faction questline in Skyrim, just with slightly more dialogue than usual. Please note, there's still plenty of dungeon delving in this questline, so you're going to have to do a little bit of your standard adventuring, and it includes 2 new custom-made dungeons. I've only experienced one of those, and again it's pretty much your very standard Skyrim feel dungeon. It's ancient Nordic, but it has some unique little flares and tricks that require someone versed both in the voice and the way of the bard. As I said, I really do not want to spoil anything for you, but I can tell you that I'm a few quests into this quest line and I still get the feeling that I'm not even halfway through. There's lots of little hints of things that I need to find out or unlock, and it just gives me this feeling that I've got quite some ways to go. What I will say is that this main quest line adds new game mechanics and character progression that will have you finding ways to enhance your shouts and even learn to chain them together. I'm not going to say too much more about that. I want to leave you something to discover. Beyond the main quest, there are also side quests and activities to do. There's an interesting quest line where you become an emissary who uses words to convince or manipulate people and help make the Bards College a political force. Obviously, these are primarily dialogue-based quests, but you can't rely on your standard speech skill to pull these off. You're going to need to gauge your target and temper your words accordingly. You've got to keep the overall goal of the quest in mind as well, rather than just completing the quest stages. It's actually possible to succeed in these quests, but to not get the result that your client wanted. I know I did in one case. I was focused on all the individual quest objectives and I didn't think enough about the final goal. So there's a little thought involved in this. Although again, I need to stress I've only done a few of these emissary quests and I'm currently on one where I need to sow a little discord. I'm just saying so far I am really enjoying that aspect of this mod. There's also insult duels. Yes, you find a fellow bard and you exchange insults until one of you wins. Now some of you are probably a little skeptical about what you just heard, however others, maybe who played the Monkey Island games, are possibly smiling a little to themselves right now, because in the Monkey Island games that's exactly how you fought in that game. Basically, the attacker would insult and the defender would try to retort with a witty one-liner that rhymes. Now please understand, this side of the mod is supposed to be a little tongue-in-cheek, as it was in Monkey Island. These insults that you throw are ones that you've either learned from the professor who teaches this form of dueling, or they're insults that you've picked up from others who use them against you. And you'll tend to learn new insults and new retorts when they are used against you, so you're going to have to do a lot of dueling to get better at it, which makes sense. Now as to why you would do this, other than for fun, well, you do earn a little money, but I think you also gain reputation. I know at least one bard who's refused to duel me because apparently I haven't made a name for myself, so I'm getting the feeling there's some overall progression, perhaps a prize. But right now, honestly, I've got no idea. All I can tell you is, it's a fun little mini game. Don't take it seriously. It's just a bit of a laugh. One potentially more serious feature of this game is the ability to craft ballads of your exploits. This is where one of the bards will actually write and sing songs based upon the main quests that you might have completed. There seems to be one for each major faction quest. At least there's definitely one for the Thieves, the Mages and the Dark Brotherhood, because I've done those and I got that option. And there's one for each DLC, and I'm going to assume there's probably one for the main quest too. You actually get to choose how the song turns out as well. Maybe you want to seem heroic and compassionate? You can. Or maybe you want to be seen as a terrifying and powerful enemy to be avoided? You can do that too. And once you've finished crafting the song, bards will pop up all around Skyrim singing about your great adventures. Oh, and I probably should have led with this, but you can actually learn to play up to 3 instruments, which makes sense because you're training to be a bard. These instruments can be equipped and you'll play music which will both inspire yourself and your allies in combat. Unfortunately, I can't tell you much about that because it was bugged for me. I could take the instrument out, but no music would play and I wouldn't see the buff effect either. I did manage to get it working one time and I still don't know how, and the effect is very cool because you can see these musical notes playing around your head and your allies' heads, but I wasn't recording, so I can't even show it to you. I have reported the bug to Kingath Creations, and they think one of the mods that I'm using is conflicting with theirs, and they're trying to figure out which one. That might be a little hard because my load order contains a lot of old mods, many of which are not even available anymore. They did tell me though that they tested their mod with a lot of other mods, all the really popular ones. They said they'd used the largest Nexus collection for Skyrim and the largest Wabberjack list for Skyrim, and the mod worked without any problems. So hopefully it's not going to be a problem for most people, and even more hopefully I'm going to figure out which mod it is so that I can fix it, because this feature does look very cool. You get to earn money, you get to buff your companions, and it seems like a really cool addition if you're training to be a bard. Oh, and there's a couple of new weapons, an outfit that you can get in a variety of different colours, and I believe there's even a player home or two, and there's a professor of knowledge who will help you uncover relics and places of interest. All in all, it's actually a very feature-packed mod, and I'm having a ton of fun playing it. And whilst I've not finished it yet, it really does seem to be providing actual value for money. And to me, this is probably the most important aspect of this mod. It's charging around $10 for an entire quest line, with custom dungeons, a number of side quests and side activities, some items, a whole lot of new gameplay features. Even with the feature to play instruments bugging out for me, that still left a whole lot of new ways to enjoy the game and progress my character. Now, because I have not actually finished the mod, and I'm not completely sure how much more is to go, although I do suspect quite a lot more, it is difficult to evaluate value for money when it comes to this mod. But what I can say is, so far, what I have experienced, it feels well worth the money. I feel like this mod is setting the bar for paid modding in general. This is the sort of mod that makes a good argument for paid modding. This sort of mod that requires a huge amount of work and polish and can justify the asking price. The sort of mod that rivals the DLC made by Bethesda themselves. I've often said, Bethesda should have made more DLC for Skyrim. They could have made one Dragonborn type DLC every year and I'd have bought it. Well, this is the exact sort of mod that I would not mind buying and playing. It gave me another reason to return to a game that I love. And if we get more things like this from paid mods, I think the future is bright. Even if it's for a game made over a decade ago. Okay, there you go. So, that's what I've been doing for the last several days. You think someone will patch it to work with the VR version? Oh my god, I never thought of that. That's not Leonard, he wouldn't fight. That at the end wasn't Leonard. That was a throwback to my old Skyrim mod sanctuary videos. It was one of the endings. Yeah, I've no idea if it'll work in VR. I will ask King Gaff. I mean, there's some new mechanics, so I don't know, but I think it should work, because the thing is with these mods, I think they're generally, I don't know, maybe some of them do require the script extender. I don't think so. But yeah, I passed on. Somebody said, so basically King Gath wrote a faction quest so you could continue Leonard's story, what to do. So I passed that on to him. And he said, yeah, it was all part of our plan. Your chat hired me. So yeah, basically, I've not played much. I've explained that in the video, right? I've played about 10 hours. I also played 2 hours of another King Gath creation, which is the East Empire Company expansion. And that's a much smaller and more modest project, but honestly, pretty damned good. I've done 2 hours of that, and I've got the whole thing set up, but I've only just started expanding the company itself, so I don't know if there's going to be more missions later on, but there's obviously a bit of extra functionality, because that East Empire Company mod, although it's only $5, it does have some quests, and it's got voice acting, etc., but it also contains a sort of new version of the salvage beacons that he made for Fallout 4. But it's different. You have to sort of unlock the drop points because they set up camps. But also, instead of just having stuff delivered to a certain place, you can actually collect a ton of stuff, put it all in a box, and then put one of these relics in the box, and they will come pick it up and sell it for you. So you don't even have to do the whole wandering around selling everything thing. So it's a real nice, convenient mod. What's interesting is if you have both East Empire Company and Bards College expansion, there's some crossover. There's actually a couple of characters from one appears in the other. So it's kind of cool. When am I officially starting being the PR person for King Gath? Well, the thing is me and King Gath speak quite often. I started speaking to him a long time ago when he first did Sim Settlements, and I did a podcast where I spoke to him. I think it was C. Dante and Oxhorn about settlements and ways to improve them. And since then, we've sort of kept in touch on and off. And then, of course, the whole End Alzheimer's charity thing started like a couple of years ago, and obviously I've been involved in that. So, back and forth of just, and like whenever I decide to play Sim Settlements, I'm always poking him. So King Gath is saying, we didn't use any new functions. Music playing probably not, but the rest probably would. The music playing, the thing that I had problems with, he thinks that might be a problem in VR as well, but everything else should work, he thinks. So there you go. But yeah, so that's what I did. Basically, I did 2 hours, well, slightly more of the East Empire Company playthrough, playing, but I'd say roughly 10 hours if I was to extract some other stuff I did. Because I had to get my load order up and running for this. I had to get my load order up and running, redid Dying to Lord, and I also just did some small random things with Leonard. I even recorded a tiny bit just for a quick tease video. And this was just to get myself back in the habit of playing Leonard. And I'm completely out of, I could tell you now. And it fits with Leonard's character in a way, but I played Leonard a lot more recklessly in the Bards with this mod installed than I did previously. That actually makes sense because, of course, a big part of the transition over Chapter 10 was Leonard basically becoming OP for the game. This mod reminded me Leonard's a bit of a wuss, actually, and getting cocky was a bad idea. He's got so many tools now, he feels so much more comfortable, and it bit him in the ass, let's put it that way. So, yeah, now, I did record, while I was playing, I recorded it as though I were Let's Playing. I have not edited anything, I have not created episodes, and I have not finished the mod, and I'm not going to finish it anytime soon. Right? So I'm not ready for a Let's Play. I'm playing Fallout London. Playing 2 games at once like that can be very, very problematic. What I might do is just try to play 1 episode a week minimum of Leonard, just so I can keep the thing going in my head. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But I have got the footage, and I do intend to release the videos. Obviously, I don't even have any space in the timetable at the moment, so it will be after Phantom Liberty. So you guys are looking at about a 2-month wait before Skyrim goes into the rotation. I do want to I want to focus mostly on Fallout London. Because right now, I'm further ahead in the Bards College than I am in Fallout London. So there you go. Basically, what I will say is in about 2 months, when Phantom Liberty disappears, you will almost certainly get Chapter 11. Not sure how I'm going to do that. I might do, I normally do preludes, so I might do a little prelude, but then I'm probably going to release 2 episodes of the East Empire Company, I would imagine, as like a special, and then I will start Chapter 11, which will be the Bards College. But the playlist will actually be... So, in a way, the 2 episodes of the East Empire will be kind of like a warm-up. I warn you, Bards College has got quite a lot of dialogue, but East Empire Company, staggering amount of dialogue. I was very impressed, actually. What if Kingdom Come Delivery comes out before you're done with Fallout and Liberty? I expect it won't come out before... Mind you, when is it coming out, Kingdom Come Deliverance? There's 2 months of Phantom Liberty. I would say so, yeah. I got about another 30 episodes. It goes up to episode 50. I can't remember what I'm up to now. So 30 episodes is 10 weeks. So there you go. And then probably Leonard and Inigo will return. What about the Starfield King Gath thing we briefly saw? I have no idea. I have to be honest, I do not see myself bringing Starfield back. It's... You know, the only thing more unpopular than Starfield was Cyberpunk. So, you know, I enjoyed the game, but I think I've played loads of NG Plus myself. I've played the Rangers faction for myself now. I might play the Ryujin faction, and I'm probably going to play the DLC when they come out. And I might play, you know, paid mods like that. If it's a good paid mod, I might. But I don't think I'm going to... There is so little interest in people watching me do that. So it's just, that's how it is. But my guess is Kingdom Come Deliverance... When is it coming out again? Did someone post? When did someone say it was coming out? I'm gonna quickly look that up. End of 2024. So they've not really got anything more than that. My guess is it will probably come out sometime while during the time I'm releasing Skyrim again. But Kingdom Come Deliverance, the first game, it needed a few patches and it absolutely needed some mods. So I think what I will do is I will probably buy it as soon as it comes out, and then I will check it out, but I will almost certainly wait until there is a mod that reduces head bobbing, because I'll bet they have that in. I wouldn't mind a UI mod, although that's not essential, but it is, I mean, you know, the UI mod I used last time was just one that got rid of all the backgrounds, which were completely useless, were there just for show and got in the way, and on hardcore mode were almost pointless because, you know, basically there were no UI elements and yet they left the UI backgrounds in for some bizarro reason. And more importantly, a mod that lets you save without using the silly save snaps. So that's basically, those are the musts, I think. Those are the must-haves. So it might well be a couple of months before I even start playing Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Which means Skyrim will probably run its course, or at least be well into it, and Fallout London might be. I don't know how long Fallout London's going to be as a playthrough, actually. So Dragon Age, the Veilguard was narrowed down to Q4. Oh, God. I got a message about that. Yeah, sorry. I got an invite to go and check it out. But I think I had to go to California. And I'm like, pfft. Calico Jack Rackham. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Will we ever see Sim Settlements 2 playthrough? I don't know. I mean, it's, another Fallout playthrough on this channel is unlikely for a while. I've got Fallout London now. And I suspect if I get space in the timetable, I might want to bring Tale of Two Wastelands back. Fallout London is 35 hours. Right, well, if you do some of the extra stuff on the side... But anyway, so, you know, maybe that one will finish. I'll be able to do Kingdom Come Deliverance. We've also got Stalker, although that's been delayed. So, how good is Kingdom Come Deliverance compared to Witcher 3? They're so different. They're just so very, very different. They're both brilliant games, but they're so very different. I really recommend, if you want to know whether you should play Kingdom Come Deliverance, go watch my review. It's 50 minutes long. I warn you, it is 50 minutes, but it will give you a good feeling of how the game works, because it's, for a lot of people, it can be a massive struggle. It's not easy at all. It's not a casual game. But it is absolutely brilliant. And I mean, I loved the combat partly because it was so kind of clumsy, but you got better and better and better and better at it. There was a real feeling of accomplishment, both as a character and as a player. Whereas, you know, Witcher 3 is pretty simple game to play. But also, Kingdom Come Deliverance really focuses on the little things, what people call the immersion. You know, you got to keep yourself clean, look after your armor. There's so much stuff going on. But yeah, it's one of my favorite games. Chris B, thank you for the $5 super chat. If you play the Bards College Quest line as a playthrough, we need a new character. No, I've already started it with Leonard. Sorry. I've already started with Leonard. And I actually think people would hunt me down and kill me if I came back to Skyrim without playing Leonard. Maybe Skyrim VR with Derek. I'd love to watch you. Guys, don't ask for new games. I mean, I know you want them. I've got more games than I can play for the next year, I think. I'm at this point where I'm like, okay, I want to bring Tale of Two Wastelands back. I obviously Fallout London's on the go. Skyrim has now been added to the thing. We've got Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. We got Stalker 2. What else did we have? We got something else as well, I'm pretty sure. I mean, forget stuff I'm playing for myself. Not that I do that much. So now you actually need to watch the Leonard playthrough. You've not watched the Leonard playthrough? It's long. 10 chapters now. And it's my favorite playthrough. I prefer it even to Richard. So Disco Elysium wouldn't be popular, sadly. No, it wouldn't. I mean, very few games are popular on my channel. I gotta tell you, if it's not Fallout and it's not Elder Scrolls, chances are not popular. I mean, I could do a Sim Settlement playthrough, although the settlement side of things does put people off, but of course Sim Settlements is now more than that. But there's something about Fallout 4 that I have difficulty going back thinking of it as a let's play. I really do. There's something about Fallout 4 makes me play more or less the same way every time. Except you can tell which ending I'm going for depending on how I'm playing this. I don't know what it is. I've done a stealth playthrough. I've done different weapons and different, but for some odd reason I just never feel it the same way as I feel with. I mean, I suppose to some degree the same is kind of true in Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas. I mean, Fallout New Vegas is my Jack playthrough. I'm now doing Fallout 3 again with Joshua. That's in Tale of Two Wastelands. But there's been such a gap between him and Will. But honestly, when I think back on it, I mean, both of them used power armor. There are some different ways you can play, but Fallout is the sort of game where it's a lot tougher to make just a different playthrough with a different character. Whereas Skyrim's a doddle. Skyrim is a doddle. So many different play styles in Skyrim. So what about Fallout London? Well, Fallout London I'm playing. Fallout London I am playing right now. So I don't know what it is. Yeah, there was a Barry playthrough, and that was very different because I made the character so radically silly. And I made him comically evil, but you sort of had to be comically evil in Fallout 4 to, you know. It was what I loved about Skyrim. Leonard is evil, but he's not comically evil. And it's funny, I'm playing the Bards College, and of course, Leonard is choosing all the heroic options when, like, you know, for the ballad. How do you want to portray yourself in this ballad? You know, and it's like, well, I just care about the people. Because Leonard's full of it. Everyone in Fallout 4 is a PTSD loot goblin, basically. If you play with Sim Settlements 2, you don't really get that bad, actually, believe it or not. It can become, it mitigates a lot of that. But, yeah. SS2, Chapter 1 and 2 are pretty easy to get into. Chapter 3 is a lot of government stuff. I only got about quarter of the way into Chapter 3. I didn't... So I haven't discovered the government stuff yet. But I think what I want to do at some point in the future is I might replay Sim Settlements 2, just replay it completely. Because I overdid the settlement building. Oh my God, did I overdo the settlement building. I used all the most ridiculous cities I could find. For a sec, I was confused Leonard with Richard and was like, wait, an evil character? No, yeah, no. Richard was heroic. Leonard is selfish but doesn't go out of his way to be a mustache-twirling sadist. He's not a sadist. He's a sociopath. Just, or a psychopath, I'm not totally sure which one. No, he's not a psychopath. Psychopaths like violence, don't they? But yeah, Jack was the greatest hero. Jack was kind of heroic. He was sort of like a bad boy, but not evil. Hard to be evil in a game that drives you towards heroism. Pfft. Skyrim doesn't drive you towards heroism. I've played 2 evil characters in Let's Plays of Skyrim. I think it's easier to do that than to play good characters in Skyrim. There's so many factions where you realistically have to be almost comically evil to play Dark Brotherhood, for one. The Thieves, you got to be somewhat on the evil side to join the Thieves Guild. He's antisocial. Leonard is not antisocial. Richard was antisocial. He's a little comically evil. His thought process is comically evil. Sometimes, Leonard, his thought process can be. But, you know. Anyway. Would I ever consider playing BioShock early games? I've played all the BioShock games. I liked them, actually. Inigo made Leonard less of a sociopath. Yeah, maybe. Because they can't show any genuine empathy. It's difficult to know if what Leonard feels for Inigo is genuine empathy. It's just, Inigo is just such a part of Leonard's existence. Losing Inigo would be like losing a leg. Psychopath is natural, sociopath is made by mistreatment. Right, okay, then he's probably a sociopath. Yeah, psychopathy is actually a medical condition, isn't it? Not a psychological condition. It's actually, I believe psychopathy is there is something wrong in your brain. Inigo keeps Leonard alive. As I pointed out in my diary of a Let's Player, that stopped being true by about chapter 6. Although in chapter 11, it's going to be true again. It's going to be true again because Leonard has become a little cocky in his dragonbornness. But it might once again become... Here's the thing. Leonard is better when he makes Inigo stay behind. If he makes Inigo stay behind, Leonard is practically unkillable. It's when he takes Inigo with him and things detect them that things get a bit tough for him. And, you know, you'll notice in tough scenarios towards the end, Leonard would go it alone and then call Inigo afterwards. He's sort of forgotten that lesson in chapter 11 a little. So Inigo is more there as a companion now than he is a protector by a long way. Although again, when Leonard gets cocky, when Leonard screws up, yeah, he runs straight behind Inigo. It depends on what he's facing. You got to remember that he's got tools for more or less everything. The one thing he seems to be missing are tools for, well, anything that's immune to poisons or magic like paralysis, rage, calm, etc. So certain undeads can give him a problem. Of course, if he's by himself, they don't pose any problem because, of course, he has invisibility. So, but the Bards College... It almost is made for Leonard. Because it's expanding upon the shouts, this is an area where Leonard has only just become willing to experiment and try. If you remember, it was the end of chapter 9 where Leonard finally felt comfortable enough to use shouts. And so in chapter 10, he started using the shouts all around Skyrim. Up until that moment, he'd avoided doing it where possible for fear of attracting a dragon. Same reason he didn't use the airship. In chapter 10, he was using the airship, using shouts. So with the Bards College expanding upon it, it really fits him brilliantly. So yeah. Anyway, but that's it. That's why tonight's stream was sort of not happening. I do apologize for that, Baldur's Gate 3 fans. I was intending to do some playing, but everything just got away from me. But I'm glad I managed to get everything done. I'm glad I I managed to get the video released. I didn't get it checked, so it was a bit of a nerve wreck when I made it go live. Normally a video like that, I have someone proofread it. I did not manage it. I basically uploaded it about 3 minutes before I went live. So, but there you go. That's the news. Skyrim is back on the timetable, but it won't be for a couple of months. It's going to be the Bards College. And yes, it will be Leonard and Inigo returning. I am curious as to the other mods that were being hinted at there. It does look like there's another Skyrim quest line mod involving vampires. That's, for me, the real area of interest for paid mods. That, I think, is where paid mods could be a positive thing for the modding community, because it will mean mods that we probably would not have had if it were not for the fact that they're paid. Rather than, mods where you look at it and think, well, I've got free versions of that. There's loads of them. Why am I buying that weapon? There's loads of them for free. Little things like that. Whereas this is a faction quest line. Something that, they probably would not have made had they not been able to make a living doing it. I think if there were no paid mods, King Gath and all the guys working on that, it would have remained a hobby for them, and we would have just got more sim settlements too. This being potentially a way to make a living means they can do things like this. They can release stuff that really has meaning, gives you a lot of, something different for a game like Skyrim. And for me, that's where the potential value is. I'm judging this based upon what I've seen so far. I'm hoping that I don't start playing and realize I was only 1 hour away from the end. I don't think so. King Gath basically said, nah, it's going to take you ages. So, I do wish Gopher would start using the red panda avatar again. The problem with that? I have to turn all these lights on in here. It's very stressful. So yeah. Not a fan of microcurrency, would rather buy the mod outright. Yeah, me too. I'd rather pay $10 for it. But at least this one, you got to give some credit here to King Gath's Creations. East Empire Company, $5. Bards College, $10. I believe you can actually buy $5 and $10 worth of credits, can't you? I think you can definitely buy 100. It's got good numbers. And I really, really feel like this mod has so much content. As I said in that video, you compare Bards College expansion to the Vulture for Starfield, and it's laughable what Bethesda sold for that $7. And I do mean laughable. A quest that can be finished in 15 minutes if you've got Security 3 and a sniper rifle. That's not bad, but at the same time, I'm not paying $7 for a damned sniper rifle. I'm not paying $7 for any single bloody weapon and outfit. That's ridiculous. And then you look at the Bards College and you're looking at an entire faction quest line. I don't know how many quests it's going to be on the main quest line. But there's also all the side quests as well. So yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, isn't it? It's a minimum of $7. Yeah, exactly. Because you have to spend $10 to get enough credits to buy that $7 one. But even thinking of it as $7 for one tiny quest and one weapon and one outfit versus $10 for what is a couple of outfits. Well, I think it's one outfit, but there's several colors. I haven't found any player homes yet, but apparently there's player homes. I found one. Oh, actually, no, I've got two weapons technically. I'm not going to spoil it for you guys. But more importantly, sod weapons. I am never I am never going to spend money on a mod that provides me a weapon or an outfit. I'm just not. It's just never going to happen unless it's like 20 cents. You know, I'm not going to spend that sort of money on a single item like that. But this has got actual gameplay, real content, stuff to do. The Bards College feels so different now. The Bards College, I'm not going to spoil it too much. There's now an extra room, like almost an extra floor. But the way they've done it, they didn't make the outside bigger because in actual fact, they've just used the existing space. But there's now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 new professors? Is it 4 or 5 professors? And then there's a guy that makes the music, and there's an apprentice. But there's a lot more NPCs in the Bards College. And that's on top of all the old ones. They're all still there. So the Bards College actually feels pretty damned busy now. So it's really nice. Ellie is working on some new stuff, dungeons, etc. Yeah, I mean, Ellie makes really good stuff. Ellie makes really good stuff, and her houses are second to none. But again, I'm probably going to be looking for a mixture, like a house with a quest and maybe some NPCs, and you know what I'm saying? When I'm buying DLCs, I think I'm looking for engagement. But it could just be me. There might be people out there who just want to buy, you know, outfits and weapons and so on. You guys know this from my Let's Plays. I don't overload on that sort of thing anyway. So I'm looking for stuff that's got actual engagement. So there are some mods that add this. I mean, like, you know, if you look at the classic mods I've been using, Indigo, a follower mod like this, with the level of interaction you get with him, this to me would be worth something. This is what I want. It is that. It's basically engagement. So... as in, you know, people to talk to, have adventures with or on. Like, you know, I want to be doing stuff. I want to be doing stuff, not just wearing something, or I don't want to buy like a sword, or, you know, I want a quest and that sort of thing. Let me just say it like this. I want stuff that you would associate with as traditional expansion pack DLC type stuff. Maybe not quite as big as full expansion packs. Maybe something as small as Automatron. Automatron was okay. I didn't mind paying for that. Reasonable quest. Wasn't huge, but it was a reasonable quest. Some new enemies, several new outfits, several new weapons, and the whole robot mechanic. So there was quite a lot going on in Automatron. You know, and it was how expensive was it? Was that $7? I think it was $7 or something. Something like that. And that's what I'm looking for. Something where it's like, ooh, it's going to get me back in doing stuff. You're never going to get me back into Skyrim because there's a new weapon. New faction quest line, back in Skyrim. But that's me. You released the follower creation. Oh, Anoctium, you released the one on Starfield, right? And isn't there a problem with Starfield at the moment that you can't get modded followers to lip sync? Is yours the follower that's got the helmet on because of there's lip syncing problems? Because I've actually heard that follower's really good. See, that's the sort of thing where I might actually, you know, splash the cash. You released one for Starfield and Skyrim. Oh, you got one in Skyrim as well. A follower in Skyrim. What's the Skyrim one called? Yeah, there's a lip sync issue. That's what I thought. Right. I mean, as long as these are, you know, followers that have a reasonable amount of dialogue, right? I want something competing with the existing companions for the game. In fact, probably better, usually. Can't believe there's lip sync issues for the creation kit in Starfield. That's just terrible. They should fix that. You liked Hearthfire enough to buy it for $5. Yeah, Hearthfire is one of those ones that's on the cusp for me. I look at it and I think, I didn't mind spending $5 on it, but I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, how much did I spend on Dawnguard? Can anyone remember what Dawnguard cost when it first came out? So this is always the problem when looking at stuff like this. Catcher the Thief. Robin has 2,000 lines, Catcher has 1,400. Yeah, I mean, that sounds like a reasonable number of lines, to be honest. You loved Hearthfire. I didn't dislike Hearthfire. Quite liked the buildings that I built in Hearthfire. I feel a little... This is where I look at Bethesda with a little bit of side eye when they release stuff like that. It's a bit, you know, I'm looking at it and I'm just, And it's not that I don't appreciate the Hearthfire content. I think it's just because it's like, you're not heading towards horse armor, are you? You know, you get that suspicious vibe going, don't you? All right, I'll buy this for $5. I quite like the idea of this for $5. You're not going to go any lower, are you? You're not going to be like, okay, horse armor. So I think a lot of it is that Bethesda have burnt us a few times. Dawnguard was $18 at release. You see what I'm saying? I feel like there's a discrepancy between Dawnguard and Hearthfire. But to me, the future of paid mods, I think, is going to be in the really bright future is going to be in those collaboration things. So when you get several modders with a lot of experience working together to make something just a bit bigger. I mean, it's not that single modders can't do it, but it's just so much harder. I go for how many anti-crash mods are there for Bethesda games? No idea. There's a few. You'd have felt better about Hearthfire if each of the homes was less cookie cutter. Yeah, maybe. I didn't object to Hearthfire, though. I mean, I know I'm sounding a bit negative. It was mostly because it's like, you know, what I want from Bethesda were bigger pieces of content, I think. That's it, really. I want bigger pieces of content. And what I like with the Bards College expansion is it's definitely that's a big piece of content. It's a big piece of content, and I'm looking at it, and it's like, yes. Bigger cookies. So yeah. But let's see what happens now, because we saw some other hints of mods coming out there that look like they could match that description. We will just have to see. So, ladies and gents, I'm going to get out of here. I'm exhausted. I'm going to fall into a deep slumber, and I'm going to have to get up reasonably early to get any work done tomorrow. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being so forgiving about this, you know, impromptu swapping of the streams to be talking about this, but it was a pretty big deal for me. And I'm glad a lot of you guys thought it was exciting too. So, thank you very much, guys. Good night.